Good evening, everybody. It's John from Veganism Kills. It's 6:22 p.m. Friday, May 21st. Now, I just typed in "death by veganism," and of course, we have an opinion piece by New York Times, and of course, the liberal vegan will call New York Times, which is considered pretty liberal, to be sponsored by the meat industry. And in all years I read the New York Times, I had never seen one ad for a butcher shop, a slaughterhouse, or anything. It's all nonsense. It's all in the little twisted vegan mind. You can go down here. You can see I almost died due to veganism. A baby kept on a vegan diet died. Vegans cause more animal deaths, which is true. Because if you've never been on the farm, you don't know vegans. You've been living in your little concrete jungle, and you think going to the farm is going to the farmer's market on 14th Street. That's not it, okay? Let's get it right. And if somebody told me it's either kill a cow or your child dies, what do you think is going to happen to that cow? Take a guess. Vegan parents starve toddler to death after only feeding him raw fruit and vegetables. And then what do we hear from vegans? Well, omnivores do it too. No, we don't. If we're feeding a child an omnivore diet, it doesn't die of malnutrition. How you try to pass that excuse over everybody's head is really asinine. It's really a stupid thing to say, especially since you're actually feeding the kid as much as it wants to eat the vegan diet, and it's still dying. We feed the kid an omnivore diet, and if we tend to overfeed him, he tends to be a little chubby. But most of our kids aren't fat. All right, that's very rare now that kids are fat. All right, in my whole daughter's school, I got yet to see one fat kid. There are none. Here goes your rogues gallery of these two clowns. They killed their kid. This is in New York City. This is another couple from a couple years ago. Um, Veganism is not curing cancer. Because I'm pretty sure that if veganism cured cancer, the cancer wards would be empty. All right, because everybody that had cancer would have gone vegan in order to beat their cancer. It's a lie. It's full of shit. Dr. McDougall, he's saying death by veganism begins its a slow demise. Well, Dr. Dougal, whatever you better start reading how many of these small kids are dying following your recommendation. A 7-month-old boy died around April 21st in my neighborhood, Dr. McDougall. And you vegan parents that are following this, you're victims in this as well, because you fell for it and you believed it was the best diet to give your child because these people produce credentials to saying they're doctors. But you don't realize a doctor is not the same as a nutritionist. One is not the other. And most of these doctors, like say Dr. Greger, haven't done their residency, haven't done an internship. If they walked in the hospital, they actually could not be on the staff or touch a patient because they haven't done anything to earn their credentials. Though they used the title, they haven't finished the course. So that's one page. And again, don't ever vegans turn around and say omnivores starve their children to death or make them malnourished by feeding them an omnivore diet. That's such bullshit. I'm sorry. Vegans are the ones that kill their children through malnutrition by actually feeding them a diet that doesn't have any nutrients. which is a lot different than feeding a child a normal omnivore diet that has all the nutrients he needs. For some reason, he grows up to be an adult. A child in the hands of a vegan, they got problems. They might not make it. They might not make it. They'll, a lot of them not even making it to 1 year old. The vegan mortality rate for infants is much higher than omnivores or carnivores. Go look it up. And again, vegans who never spent a day on the farm, never seen plants sprayed or pesticides or traps laid out in the field, they haven't seen farmers sit out there with a shotgun blowing away wild ducks and swans and pigeons and killing pigs, killing rabbits, poison baiting at certain animals. A hawk comes down, eats a squirrel that's been poisoned, the hawk dies. You killed off about 80% of the freshwater fish with the multiple friggin' corporate scale farming, and you want more now because you want to put everybody on the vegan diet. It won't work. You'll turn this planet into a dust bowl. Vegan Florida parents charged in death of malnourishing their 18-month-old kid. A family member of mine died mainly due to a result of long-term veganism. I talked to this person. Vegans do not, their morality compass goes around in a circle. It has no clear direction. If somebody came up to you and said, your child has to die of starvation or that cow has to be used to feed him, you can kiss that cow's ass goodbye if that's my kid. Vegan couple arrested for manslaughter after the 18-month-old son died from malnourishment because they believed in the vegan diet. But I'm sorry, the vegan diet doesn't believe in you back. And this meat and death. Meanwhile, people are eating meat. And what happens? They die a lot older than a vegan child. And anything that you're associating meat, red meat, with cancer and all this stuff, it's all bullshit. There's none of it has any clinical data that proves that. Not at all. It's just all made up epidemiology crap where they try to put association. I can associate the fucking sun to my ass. See if they look the same. You jackasses. Look at this. They're mad because the truth's coming out. You know, when people who eat meat kill one cow, it feeds 3 families for a fucking year. When you do a 20-acre avocado field, they killed 35,000 fucking animals for it. Now you keep going. Bad vegan logic, accidental deaths versus intentional deaths. Well, I got news for you. That this is now, of course, they can't get over that they're purposely supplying funds for these farmers to kill these animals in order to sell them the produce that they want. So now they're accidental deaths. So taking a shotgun and shooting a duck in mid-flight is accidental? How is that? 40,000 wild ducks killed in Australia every year to protect rice crops? How is that accidental? What's the farmer there with the shotgun in the mirror aiming for something else and the duck just happens to fly in the way? Explain that one to me. You know, black swans, they kill them too because they'll eat the rice. How many pigeons are killed every year too? Deliberately killed? They killed 26 feral pigs in Texas alone every fucking hour to protect crops. And not one of those hunters accidentally shot one of those pigs. The stuff that comes out of these vegans' mouth is just pure bullshit. And I'll say it again, it's bullshit. Kids are dying. People are getting sick. 84% of vegans quit the first year, and the answer to why they quit is because it's giving them health problems. Some of them, major health problems that require further medical attention and funds to pay for all that medical need. So when you hear a vegan tell you that they got everything figured out, you're talking to one of the biggest bullshitters ever to walk the earth. And that's all I got to say today. That's my rant. Because every time I think about that 7-month-old little boy that lived a couple of blocks away from me, died because their mother followed veganism. She was taken in hook, line, and sinker by these scumbag vegans who stick their head in the sand when this is put in their face. They know nothing about nutrition. They deserve to go to fucking jail for the rest of their life. Now I'm out of here.